Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Capin Cogs podcast. It's week 3 here at the podcast. How's everybody doing?
Good.
No one gets cued in, and everyone's just like, I don't know.
All right, we're gonna go around the table. All right, we're gonna go around the table and introduce everybody as per usual. We're gonna start with Tanner. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty great. I think my younger brother just fell in the background, so he might be dying at the moment. But other than that, doing great.
That's
good,
nice.
good. Embrace the
means
dark
nice.
side.
All right, Chaft. How you doing today?
Pretty good, except for now we're doing our greeting this time, so I don't get to do my foreign language hello anymore. I was gonna do a whole series of that.
Oh.
I haven't had one picked out. I was gonna do ni hao. Like last one was Guten Tag, and the first one was Konnichiwa. I was like, I got this.
All right. I'll let you keep going. How you doing, Chaft?
Ni hao. No.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Now you just sound
It
like
doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
I think you wanted to sound
You ruined
smart,
it.
and this just made backwards. You just sound like an idiot.
Just go
How
to
are you doing?
Pocketpac already.
Yep, Chaft. You were the new colors for this week.
Hurry up with Hot Pocket.
All right, Pocket. How you doing?
I got this rash that won't go away.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, dude, I got that ointment you asked to borrow, actually.
Did you get it from Tanner?
I'd be worried, man.
Yeah.
I'm doing okay. How about you, Spider?
I'm doing pretty good. There
Alright,
is
and on with the next topic.
No one
Shaft.
cares about Zaroc.
Shaft, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
What is wrong? He's my arch nemesis. That's what he does.
No,
We're on the same team.
I don't know
Yeah,
what the
we're-
feud's coming from, but okay.
Yeah, we have this feud in our team, and we still win.
Of who's the
We can
bigger
make-
tryhard.
We
Yeah,
can make
yeah.
like
That's what leads us to victory.
we can make like a buddy cop show, just me and Shaft, and we both hate each other, but we still solve cases even despite that.
Well, even though you hate Shaft, how are you doing, Zaroc?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, you sexy beast?
Oh, just as sexy as ever, I think. Just as sexy as ever. Just had a
I don't think
haircut. I
it's-
really needed that.
Really?
Yeah, God, man, I look like a
whoa.
walking carpet.
How come when I ask how you're doing, you're just like, yeah, I'm okay, but Zaroc asks, you're all like up in his britches.
Because I love Zaroc.
My britches,
Because I love Zaroc.
whenever it's possible.
Well, as you guys could tell, there's obviously a lot less of us in the podcast this time.
Thank Jesus.
And hopefully that will keep it a little more civil than last time. You guys will get that podcast a little bit later than this one, I think. We'll title it the Lost Podcast because
We're doing 3 then 2.
we're
Because
doing.
it should
Yep,
have been lost.
Lovely.
Clever.
so clever. All right, so that took a lot less time than I thought it would. I guess we're gonna move on to hot news.
Hot news.
Hot.
Where the rest of you guys at?
Pocket.
My,
Pocket.
my feet are on fire!
I called it.
I
I
feel
feel
like
say right now. I called it before the podcast. He would do it.
Yeah, I
We're
knew.
all the best bunch of actors that I've ever seen.
All right, look, we're gonna do this again. We're gonna do it until we get it right.
It felt hot.
An hour later goes by.
All right, hot news. Hot.
Holy
Whoa.
I like
Okay.
that.
Got scared away.
All right, Zaroc, take it away.
That's enough internet for me for today. I'm just gonna head off. That scared me. Alright, so this week we only have 5 hotties, but they're good ones, so bear with me here.
Don't mind.
Alright, Chef never minds, as long as they're fucking single. So the first one is gonna be a follow-up to the I don't think was this last week that we talked about the Steam machine. I think
Yes.
it was. Okay, yeah. So we finally found the first pricing of the Steam machine this week, and it was at iBuyPowers, and the Steam machine was priced at $500.
Ooh,
So
wow.
for the same price of an
Wow.
Xbox One, you get a superior console. Seems like a great deal.
There you
Go
go.
$500.
Yeah,
So
so
for another
yeah.
$100 to $200, you can build an epic machine.
But this is the thing, right? I'll tell you what it has inside, so whoever is more knowledgeable about that sort of thing can tell me if
I already
it
looked at it.
feels
Steam
right
Box is way better.
or not. Yeah. So the
You
Steam
can already look at the
machine
graphics.
is the Steam Machine will contain a multi-core AMD CPU, AMD Radeon R9 270 graphics card, a 500 gigabytes hard drive, and one of Valve's upcoming dual touchpad-based Steam controllers. Other features include Bluetooth,
what's funny,
Wi-Fi
though?
built-in, and the light bar will be customizable, which is probably like $200 right there, just so you can change the light. But yeah,
the
and it
Steam
comes with a Steam
controller
OS.
is the only draw there. The Steam controller is my big thing.
Yeah, so what do you guys
You know
think
what's
about
making
this
a lot of
release?
money right now?
Yeah.
AMD. They're involved in all the consoles right now.
Oh yeah,
I know,
I saw that thing. They're in Xbox.
I was
and,
like, dude, AMD is sneaking up on everybody.
You know what was funny though is like, and then you're saying that they're involved in every console and stuff, and then Nvidia launches a subtle remark this week saying stuff like, "Oh, you know, if anyone's smart and savvy enough and really wants, you know, the next gen experience, they'll just buy a PC." So it's like,
and use
fuck
AMD
and
parts.
their console
Not Nvidia's
contracts.
expensive ass parts. I'll tell
Yeah,
you
but
that.
that's funny how they made that remark, considering
Yeah,
they
like
have
that.
no hand in any console and stuff.
It's because
That's
no one
pretty
wanted their
interesting.
expensive asses anymore. You put Nvidia in a console, that you just upped it up by like $200.
Yeah, it's kind of retarded. But what do you guys think? Like in the Steam box though, do you guys feel like
I
this
really
is gonna
hope
be?
they change the case color, because I know they said it's not released yet, but when I saw
Yeah.
the picture, it was white with a black controller.
Yeah, it's true. I guess you're right. It kind of looks out of place, right? It
White
kind of
with a
feels
white
like the
controller,
controller
black
doesn't
with a
fit.
black controller. Don't
I
mix
think
it up.
I think it would be good if they made it actually like, because with a black controller, like a gray would look really good. Plus, that's the color
That's
of
true.
Steam.
Yeah, that is true. It's not black. It's grayish.
Yeah.
The steel.
Man, all the things for you guys to talk about, and you're worrying about the color.
That's
Okay,
true.
well,
yeah.
Well, because we already
There's
know
really
there's nothing going to be
nothing of
wrong
merit
with
to
the
talk
console
about.
itself.
Well, but the thing is that it comes with a Steam OS, right? And it only plays Linux games. So here's the big question.
Oh, yeah, I
It's
forgot
like-
about that.
Yeah, here's the question though is like, right now there are many Linux games, but compared to the games that you can play on Windows, it is a like 10% or something. So it's like, do you feel like people aren't very worried because people are saying that Valve is backing this up? So what this means is that it will create like this big drive to push games to run on Linux as well, and so it won't even matter because people will be like, well, I guess we'll make it run on Linux now that Valve has a console for it. So it's like people aren't really worried because they feel like since Valve is backing this up,
There's definitely going to be a boost at some point. If not,
Yeah.
it becomes successful. There's going to
I
be at
think
least
it
a
will
large
be a
increase.
boost, but I don't know if it'll be like a huge
Catching
boost
on.
because there is a reason why they don't use Linux now.
Because
I mean,
Windows.
there
Wait.
has to be-
There has
Linux.
to
be some reason. Linux.
Oh, wait.
Whatever. Shoot me in the face.
like Mario.
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 It's like you were about to say it right, but you had to correct yourself to say it wrong. I heard about Mario.
Mama, man.
My man.
It's just they don't use Linux very much for a reason, and I don't think it'll like persuade them enough to want to use it all of a sudden. I mean, I'm sure it will cause some like movement towards Linux, but I don't think it will be a huge movement.
Why
do
do you
use
feel
the Linux?
Yeah, why do you
What?
feel they picked Linux though?
Because
Dude.
it's open source. It's
Exactly.
free.
And do you think it's just because do you feel like maybe Valve has like a plan to make this system have a bunch of free apps and people developing apps for it and other stuff for it
That
all the
could be
time?
it.
No. Now, see, Linux is a little something I know about because I've been in the Linux scene for years.
So explain
Oh,
to
so
us.
we do have a
peasants.
Linux member.
Yeah, Linux is a double-edged sword.
Uh-huh.
It's free. It's open source, meaning anybody who has coding capabilities can contribute. And if a majority of the community likes it, they can submit it. The downside to it is there is so. Oh, who did we lose?
That's all right. I'll get him back.
I was lost my train of thought. Oh, the downside to it. The downside to Linux is there's so many different distributions. There's so many different customized versions of it. There's really no standardization.
So it means that everyone has a different
Correct.
system pretty much eventually
That's
by
going to be
changing it
annoying
up
to
and
work
stuff.
with.
Yeah.
That's correct. There's a couple major ones. There's a Red Hat based one. There's a Debian based distribution. Then off of those core ones, they branch out.
So do you feel like
And-
Valve will keep one or pick one and then use
Valve-
that, or?
Well, they would have to.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, yeah, they're going to have their own customized version. Now, basically, what I'm getting it at is the good thing about Windows is so many people are buying their operating system. So much money is being dumped into Microsoft
Yeah.
that they can push and do more and more and more. Everything Linux is run off of OpenGL.
Oh, right.
Just about everything Microsoft is run off DirectX, and in my opinion, DirectX is better because
That's what I heard.
Except you're gonna have to
Yeah.
install
Direct-
about 18 versions of it for any game.
Well,
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah,
That's always
because
a fucking annoying
there's
part.
been so many different versions of DirectX that are newer versions that come out that do so much that hell, a lot of new games use DirectX 9, and I think we're up.
And
to
that's what they talk
11.
about, right? That's what every time that a game comes out, it's like, oh, this supports DirectX 11. It's not like it supports OpenGL. It's like you never hear about that.
If for it to work on Linux, it has to work OpenGL. There are no other options.
Right, right. So it won't be a
And
problem if they support it properly, I guess.
Yeah, if they support it. No, see, here's the other side. Yeah, we don't hear much about Linux in the Windows, or not, excuse me, in America, because it's mainly Microsoft.
Yeah.
But Linux is pretty damn big across the ocean.
Oh, I didn't
Over
know
in
that.
Europe, Africa, especially in some of the countries
Africa, they have computers?
some places.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Along the coast. But yeah, it's special over there because Linux is a great operating system. Don't get me wrong, but there's just too much diversity in it. There's not enough standardization. Like if you install something in
Right.
Ubuntu, there may be an Ubuntu version, but there may not be a Fedora version. So in order to get the Fedora version to work, you have to hack it and you have to compile things and you have to basically kind of brute force it into working.
I
Well,
guess
just-
it's kind of all guesswork at this point until we actually see the Linux version that Valve chooses to and creates to put in their OS and stuff.
Oh.
It's interesting that you mentioned that about Microsoft because they actually the most money that Microsoft makes, the biggest chunk of their income is actually Windows, which I never actually thought it was. I actually thought it was, I don't know, other stuff. I didn't know Windows was their main income source.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
they make a lot of money.
The actual OS, yeah, right. I had no idea the actual OS was making.
Pretty sure everyone here is running Windows in some version.
Yeah, but how many people actually pirate Windows though? That's.
Wait,
but
the
I
only-
guess,
You can
but they don't
pirate an
care.
operating system?
What?
You can pirate an operating system?
You can pirate anything.
Of course
Yeah,
you
I
can.
haven't pirated
Bitch,
anything.
I've always figured how am I gonna download my operating system?
Oh my!
on
None of my
computer?
none of my friends have paid for Windows their entire life, unless
I know you
it comes
could
with a PC. or
pirate
something.
Microsoft Office. I just didn't
All right, let's not get into a pirating conversation.
Yeah.
But this is a
But,
Capin Cogs podcast. Huh?
We're the
the-
Navy.
I know it's getting just a little bit off track, but the only time you'll see Linux in a business setting, especially in America, is if you're running massive server farms, like file server,
Oh, okay.
file servers, like the how they spend millions of dollars on these giant computers.
Right. You mean
But-
the whole even for MMOs and stuff, right? To have the servers
Yeah,
up and stuff like that.
I have no doubt World of Warcraft has some Linux in it somewhere as far as the
Exactly.
server side of thing. But the giant clusters machines where instead of one giant machine is 5,000 small machines all working together, that's
Exactly.
running some form of Linux or Unix or some of that nature. But that being said, I have no doubt the Steam version is going to work. They're not going to release it if the shit don't work.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, and it will have support because it's Valve, so they won't let that shit die.
Yeah.
So they know
But
what they're
it's-
doing, I'm sure.
I would be surprised if they go very far, much beyond breaking even with it.
Yeah,
But
that's what I'm
I
thinking.
take that back. On the flip side, the only money they're really spending is the hardware.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they still had to develop the OS, but I guess it's not a big deal developing the OS.
It's
or
just
anything
man
like that.
hours,
No.
right?
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah,
at this point they have a lot of cash that they have stored, so it's not really a big deal for them. They can do the slow game, right? they can play the slow race and still make it, like as long as they just sell eventually.
Steam is available for Linux. You can get it for Ubuntu. You can get it for
Yeah.
Fedora. I could take a box, spray paint it gray, stick Ubuntu on it, then stick Steam on that, and you got a Steam box. They're not going to have to do much to an OS to call it the Steam OS.
Yeah, well,
It's not
they
gonna
have to
take-
make it snazzy. They have to make it so it's
yeah.
worth buying this thing, right? Because otherwise you
Yeah.
can just buy a
I mean, they'll
PC
have
or
to
something.
they'll have to create a fancy interface for it. They may have to write some custom drivers to make the controller work, but the
Yeah.
back end is pretty much done. It's just go out there,
They say it's gonna
download
make
Ubuntu,
it.
and
Yeah, they say it's gonna make games run faster. So, I
Oh,
guess.
thank God for that. The loading screens on GTA 5 drive me mad.
I mean, that's what I'm saying is like Pocket was saying, and I'm saying like it has to have some advantage, right? Why would you not buy a PC then? This OS is, I guess, what you're buying the system for, and to have a consoleized version of your PC with a controller that you can hook up to the TV on the couch, whatever, and just play it on the table, whatever it is, with on your couch, and then. And you're buying this OS as a major part of it to be like it has to have some advantage to it, and that's the biggest advantage in my mind. It's like if it runs games better.
I think one of the main things would be is for people who aren't already involved, PCs can be really intimidating to get involved with.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
so having a console pre-made for you that's like it's made to run perfectly for exactly what you want is a lot less daunting than buying a whole PC.
They just
and
can't
having it
handle
built
the
and all that
power
stuff.
that is the master race.
But it cuts off all that work, right? The minutia of drivers and oh my god, I don't know what this driver doesn't work. Which is my driver?
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
even know. This game
But
is
the
giving me
problems I've been
errors.
having.
What's
Yeah,
a
it's like,
standardization?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, if I took Ubuntu server and just installed it bare bones, just enough to make the operating system work, that thing will boot up in about 12 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
It boot up very quickly.
You think that's what they're aiming for?
Yeah, I mean, it's got two things going for it. One, the operating system's free, which is freaking huge. They're not going to license Microsoft. And two, if they install just what they need to make the games work, it'll boot up from hit the power button to you're in the interface would be my guess somewhere in the neighborhood of 15-20 seconds.
So what I'm seeing here, and I don't know if you guys agree with me, doesn't this feel like a middle term, as like a stepping stone from a pure console?
Oh yeah.
To
That's
get into PC gaming.
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it feels like it's like, okay, you like your console turning on in half a minute and being on the menu, and all you have to do is click the game and play it. So you like not having to handle drivers, you like not having to handle any of that shit. But you want to have a really powerful rig that plays better stuff than your console does, and you want to have a controller that plays like a mouse, so you can play some RTSs that you can't play on the console. But you don't want to deal with any of that other shit. So here it is for you, and that's it. And it's customizable, like they say that you're going to be able to add more RAM, add more space, add more stuff, and it cuts off all that middle work that people have to do that they don't want to fuss about. So it feels that's pretty good. It actually makes it more viable now when you think about it in that light.
But what did you say the price tag was?
It is well, this one specifically is at 500. I feel like prices right now don't really matter, these prices, because I'm sure they're going to have a ton of tiers, right? Like this is a really good one, this is the middle one, this is like the cheap one. So I feel like they are going to have so many prices. Like at least that's what I would do if I was launching this thing. This isn't like a PS4 where you have one price and then you change the price depending on the game, a bundle or whatever. This is something that you can be like, okay, this one has 500 gigs and it's 500. And now if you want a 1 terabyte hard drive, you pay an extra 100 or whatever. It's like, so I'm sure this is just like one price.
Well,
one
but you got to think,
time.
if I was a company and I'm trying to get people excited for my new console, I'm going to show them what the cheapest version is going to cost without telling them that's the cheapest version.
In this case, I don't think so. Would you like it if I came by and said, hey, you will only pay $200, but it's this cheap, like weak system, and you're gonna look at it and be like, well, why don't I buy a PS4 then instead? I mean, why
Well,
did I
no
buy
company's
this thing?
going to tell you, hey, you only pay this much, but it sucks. Every company says, oh, you only got to pay this much. And then
Yeah.
they wait for you
I know, but the
they wait for you
specs-
to ask for something. They're like, oh, that was the extra package. You had to pay this much more to get that.
But it still would look weak, right? I mean, because you'd say the specs, and it's like, wow, that's the
Yeah, if you
specs
knew-
for.
If you
I
know
don't
what
know.
you're hearing, if you understand the specs.
Well, if you're interested in taking this leap into, or this halfway leap into PC gaming, I'm sure you understand at least a little bit, right? Because they're gonna be like,
Do you
that's-
understand?
I don't know. I understand the minimum. Like, I know
No,
if you
I
tell me, I don't know, if you tell me that this system it has 500 gigabytes of hard drive and the other one has 1 terabyte, it's gonna be like, well, I know this one
Your
is
knowledge
weaker.
comes down to memory size.
No. Well, I'm saying, I'm not saying that's all I know.
I have this much space
I'm using
for
an
my port.
example.
I have this much.
I can
No, I
put
mean-
this much porn into my PC.
No, I mean, my gut tells me they're going to try to compete with, the PS4 and the Xbox
Mm-hmm.
One. How many of those people understand exactly what's in their PS4 and the Xbox Ones?
Well, they understand their space, I guess. So that
Well,
was a good
yeah,
example.
Yeah,
that I
that's pretty
gave.
much where it
Yeah,
comes
But
that's
they don't
true.
know-
Yeah.
They don't know video card. They don't know processor. They don't know what kind of
But
CD drive
wouldn't
they
the
have in the
PC
thing.
crowd just fucking jump at it if you said
No.
Because this one feels right because it's like it feels powerful, I guess, and it's $500. But if you say 200 and it's this really weak PC sort of, it's like people would just be like, Steam box. Who
P-
cares?
The PC crowd's going to have a PC.
Yeah, I know.
No, that's true.
It's gonna be an interesting thing
Yeah,
to
it
watch
is.
because we're gonna have to see who exactly is targeted for this console. Really.
Yeah, I feel like we nailed it a little bit though. That as a stepping stone to PC. I feel like that's a good.
Yeah.
It's mostly targeted for consoles. Yeah.
Any last words, guys? No. Okay,
So
Derek.
I
What's
could
the
go
second
on
topic?
and on, but I'm not.
Jeez, that was the
That
first
was
topic I
good.
just realized.
See, but that's a good one, man. See, that's what I need.
Yeah, it was a good conversation. All right, what do we got next?
All right, so next up, it's a lighter one that's kind of funny. It was a Warcraft movie got delayed into 2016. So I don't know.
What?
I know
I'm
that people
so
here play.
disappointed. I was so looking forward.
All right, so I feel like
to
some of
such
you
a
actually
fantastic movie.
have a lot of things to say about it. I never played World of Warcraft. I only played like Warcraft 3, but not much of it. So I was never into the Warcraft
I
lore.
played
Not because it was
vanilla.
bad, I just never played it. So what do you guys
It's shit now.
think?
Don't play it.
Yeah, but what do you guys think?
Don't ever go
did you know how this movie was gonna work and who was
Nope,
behind it
didn't
and
even
shit like
bother.
that?
There was a
What do you-
Warcraft movie coming out.
It was.
Yeah.
It is
That's how
now.
everybody in this that's how I feel.
Yeah. Don't you? What do you feel about it?
I knew
I
about
mean,
it,
I
but never
think-
looked into it.
Honestly, I've never played World of Warcraft, but I think because we've all experienced the hell that is games based off of movies. But I think that
Ugh.
if we start getting movies that are based off games, I think that will bring games a lot more into pop culture than it already is. And if you have movies coming from games, then you'll have a lot more movie studios going to gaming developers for a lot more, things like that. And I think that would maybe make for more budget going into games in order for more hype to be made for movies that would follow.
It also
Well,
helps stop the constant recreating things. All right, we're gonna remake this movie now, and then we're gonna do 4 sequels for it.
Yeah.
Did you guys see
I will-
Silent Hill? The movie?
Oh God. Oh,
come on,
I
come on.
tried. I really tried.
dude.
Alright, 'cause
Hey, look.
you're talking to a hardcore Silent Hill fan.
Hey, me
here,
too,
played
dude.
All the games. Yeah.
I love
all
me
the
some
games,
Silent
and
Hill.
I love all of them until you get past like 4.
Yeah.
I mean, after 4, it went downhill. But it's like, seriously, the first movie, it's a good movie. It's not a spectacular movie,
Okay,
but it's
I
a good
agree.
movie.
I agree. Silent Hill, just the movie was fine.
It is. It was
Silent
fun.
Hill
man.
Revelations.
Oh, that was a travesty. My God, how could they screw that up so bad?
Oh my God.
But it's the first one, man. That's how you do it. That's how you adapt a game into a
Uh.
movie. It had a little twist. It wasn't the same as the game. It was an amalgamy of 1 to 3. It was a joint, like they mixed it up with the 3 games. But it was well done, man. It was they capture the setting, the ambiance, the details, the characters.
The casting was great too.
Yeah, man, that was a good one. So it's like I have faith.
I'm gonna have to
that
distance.
movies-
I'm gonna have to distance myself from you guys. I did not like that movie.
Oh, I
Well,
thought it
you
was.
have,
I thought
you
it
have
was
no
good.
tastes. Then.
Apparently
Yeah,
not.
That was a good. I think it just soured your tongue when you watched the second one.
Oh
I-
God, yeah, I
I
did not
think
like the second one.
The
Yeah, I think
biggest
that
thing-
was what it was.
I'll let the first one
biggest
slide.
thing-
Yeah.
The biggest thing is people look at what their movie is based off of, and it has to be completely parallel. A lot of things that go into a movie, they're not like you can't put certain things that are in a game into a movie. It just
And
can't
it won't work.
because
Yeah.
they're different. They're entirely different platforms. So when I see a game or a movie that's based off a game or something like that, I look at them and I get the context. I get that they're based off one another, but I look at them as two totally different platforms. So I can appreciate both of them in their own right. Now I did the same
Yeah.
exact thing with Silent Hill Revelations, and Silent Hill Revelations was just a large.
But that was just a
pile
bad
of
movie
crap.
in general. Like that was just that was just a dysfunctional movie in and of itself. It wasn't like a bad movie because it was off a game and they
Oh
adapted
no, it was
adapted
a bad
wrong.
movie. It earned
yeah.
it earned the title of bad movie all by
Exactly.
itself.
It was just a bad movie, badly directed, poorly directed, poorly shot, just
Poorly
everything, the
executed.
dialogue
Oh.
and- So it's like, but the first one, man, that's how you do it because it's like you take things from the games, you put the details in, you capture the environment, you capture the feeling of it, and you do it. It's like it doesn't have to be exactly like the game because if it is exactly like the game, it won't work in the medium that is movies. So I feel like I have some faith that we will get good movie games, especially because you have Mass Effect movie oncoming, you have Halo movie on.
Well,
incoming.
we'll see.
You have Metal
Well,
Gear movie
okay,
incoming.
one thing I would
Assassin's
say,
Creed.
one argument that I would bring to this is, think of the movie The Wicker Man. Now the Wicker Man movie sucked terribly, but if they brought it into a game, it would be the greatest game ever because all you do is run around punching women, dressing up as bears, and screaming "Not the bees!" and that would be a
Yeah,
great
that feels
game.
like
It
a
made-
fantastic game.
Yeah, it made a terrible movie, but it would make a great game just because of what made it a terrible movie would make it a great game.
I feel like that's
and I
easier
have-
though. Go ahead, Paga.
I was like, you and I have totally different definitions of what a great game is. Then
I think I'm kind of with Pocket on this one.
I think he just wanted to make a reference to the bees thing, to be honest.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to run around in a bear suit punching women in the face. That sounds
No,
like
I
the
just-
funnest game.
Tanner, folks, that's Tanner.
Teddy bear game.
Tanner said
got
that.
Some lists.
It was
Go.
Tanner. It wasn't me. It was Tanner. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, Paga.
Oh man.
I just say I can do that minus the bear suit in GTA.
Well,
yeah,
there
but
you go.
the bear suit is what makes it.
And you can get the bear suit in Saints Row. And just
Oh,
do that.
shit.
Do it there. Well, I cracked the code. I'm all for today. Thanks, folks. But I feel like it's easier to transfer from movie to game because you're adding something, right? That's the whole thing. Like you pick a movie to put it into a game, you're adding the gameplay part of it. So it's always,
Yeah.
even if you copy paste it, it's if you like the movie, the game is just going to be better because you're going to be interacting with it.
Well, I'm not
and
going to
you're
agree
be
with
playing
that.
it if the gameplay is good.
Yeah.
And
I
the-
would,
and
I
the
would
movie
agree with
was
that
good.
because when you
Yeah.
take a game and make it into a movie, you're taking away the
Exactly.
interaction.
So you have to transform it in a way that the movie is gonna make up for that lack of something that you already had before. You know, because especially if you played the game and then it's like, oh, I actually played it. I would rather just be playing it right now. And they have to make it so you don't feel that. So you feel like, okay, I enjoy that I'm only watching right now because it's showing me things in a way that I wouldn't be able to see in a movie. And like I feel like that's how it works. The dynamic between those two. It's just they haven't gotten that that reduction recipe yet down. Because they don't care, right? Hollywood doesn't care about games, never has. But now that
Of
they
course.
see that the company that this
Hell, you could
industry
argue-
makes more money than them, they're like, holy balls! Like we need to get on that.
Hell, you
Like,
could
let's
argue.
start-
You could argue that Hollywood doesn't care about movies either.
Oh yeah, you could argue that too. Yeah, for sure.
I think with the movies and games though, like how you said, like the transition between a game to a movie, you'll like it because you've been a part of it. I never really liked any of the Star Wars games that were based off of the movie. Like the game and the movie happened at the same time. What I do like though is the games that happen in events before, after, or during,
Right.
but never represented in movies. Like the Bounty Hunter game.
Oh, that was a
Never
good
in
one.
movies.
Ooh.
Good game.
Yeah.
Well, if you
Yeah,
think about
never in the movies. Great. Game.
Battlefront 2.
Knights of the Republic
Yeah.
1 and 2. Great
Exactly,
game.
like you're
Never in
making
the
a
movies.
good point because actually all of the Star Wars games that were really good were
Never
games that
were in a
didn't have
movie.
anything to do with movies.
They just
and
went
I
in
think-
story
I
with
think
it.
that-
But I don't
think
feel that-
would
that-
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I think that would be more due to the fact that the Star Wars movie is honestly the worst part of the Star Wars universe. All of the really good lore and all of the really good storytelling and characters comes from every other part of the Star Wars
The
universe.
games- books about-
Well, I don't
Alright.
want to get into a Star Wars discussion.
Yeah,
so
let's
I'm
not
gonna say,
not go that
yeah,
far.
Like Star Wars is good.
God,
It's
man,
just one of the
Tanner.
ones.
Tanner, you've gotten on so many lists already, man.
But what I was saying was that I think that the reason why the Star Wars game from the movies weren't good was because you know how games
Yeah,
based
you know
off
how it's
movies
gonna
work,
end,
right?
what's gonna happen.
No,
There's
it's not
difference.
that. It's like you know how they make it, right? It's like it has to come out this year, and it's like you rush the team to make a half-assed game to come out in the
it's
date
not
that you
to
wanted.
me. What's,
Oh,
I
it
can't remember
is.
what it's called.
Like
there
that's
was
why
one
they.
where you play as Anakin at some point. And you're killing.
I know,
the guys.
but they rushed the
I like
mechanics.
the gameplay, but it was boring to me because I knew how.
Oh
it was
yes,
gonna end.
the Revenge of the Sith game.
Yeah,
had
yeah,
really
exactly.
good gameplay, but it wasn't a great
Yeah,
game. It
and
wasn't
then-
a bad game by any means, but it wasn't.
But
a
then
great
you have Force Unleashed, which was basically that, but better.
Great game.
But better because they had the time to work it, right?
Yeah.
They don't have the time to work games that come off of movies because they
Yeah,
have a
time constraints,
slate.
yeah.
And they have time constraints, and they have like suits telling them, "Hey, we want to put this in the game, and we want to, brush this up and make it better here."
Oh, and by the
put
way,
this
we
in
want it.
mechanic."
Yeah, and by the way, we want it done in about
Exactly.
4 weeks. Yeah, when a movie comes out.
Like, well, but I can't put all this in, and this is still broken,
Like,
and this, and they're like,
then
"Oh,
you
I
end
don't
up like
care."
Knights of the
Don't
Republic
care.
2 with
Yeah.
a plastered ending.
Yeah, exactly. But even
That was
worse
a sad
because
day.
that's because Obsidian takes forever to make games as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
But yeah. So anyone else has anything to say on that? No.
No,
Can we
no,
move on?
I'm pretty
Yeah,
much done.
Yeah, we
That was
got a
good.
little far off of that one, but yeah, it was a good
It
discussion.
was worth it. Yeah.
It was worth
I
it.
didn't
I'll
know
let.
the original topic.
It was Warcraft movie delayed.
Oh, there you go.
No one cares about
yeah,
Warcraft
yeah.
apparently.
No one cared about it.
We all care about.
Well,
Star
none of
Wars.
us are MMO buffs, are we? Anybody MMO buff?
Oh,
I'm a little bit. I'm a little bit, but not.
I
I
like
have
it.
not
played
I'm
about
an
any MMO
player.
you can name.
Yeah, I know Chaft is a big one.
All right. What's our next topic there, Zaroc?
Yeah. All right. Well, the next hottie is. I'm not sure if anyone would care about this. I just think it's important because it's going to lead to a good discussion that I want to bring up. Final Fantasy XIV out on PS4 April 2014.
Correction, that's an
Um,
MMO I haven't played.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. It's like, what do you guys feel like this is starting to trickle out as something interesting as the PS4 gets like we never had MMOs on consoles before. We had it.
We have
on
Elder
PS2.
Scrolls Online coming. Now we have Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
We have
Isn't-
Warframe coming
Isn't
on.
it interesting how the consoles are now adapting and receiving all these MMOs that I
From
remember when
the
I was a
PC
kid.
Master Race, they're just trying to keep up.
Like when
They're
I was a
finally
kid,
getting somewhere.
I remember like when I saw Final Fantasy 11 on the PS2, I was like, wow, that is the coolest. Like I want to play an MMO with a controller on my console on my TV. That would be great. Like that was such a thing. Like, it was the thing that I really wanted, and then I couldn't because you had to pay for it and whatever. And I was like, I can't do it. And so I feel like it's really interesting how now we're getting to that point where all these MMOs and all these Sony and Microsoft are all like, okay, we got to get these MMOs on our consoles because this shit makes money. And I feel like it's really cool how we're turning into that, and all these free to play games like Warframe and War Thunder and all these free to play games on the PS4 and stuff like that. I feel like it's a really interesting direction that the consoles are going for, and it fits with what some analysts are saying. Like they're going the PC route, right? I mean that's what that
console
is.
is. A console is just a limited PC.
Yeah, that's. But before it wasn't like you wouldn't look at it as a PC. You could look at it. Obviously, you can go, well, these specs are the same as a 2-year-old PC, so it's just a PC.
This is why
But
it annoys me though
it was
when they
different.
make games non for PC. Like what game is coming out for PC right now? GTA 5. I'm pretty sure that game was developed on computers, and its operating system for the Xbox was developed on an operating system on a computer. Now, how come is everything made on a PC, but the game isn't made for it?
Oh, give it time, man.
Down to a console,
Yeah,
but you won't
see,
release it for the thing you make it on.
Spider's got it right, man.
Yeah, give it time, dude. It's gonna come out on PC. It's
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah, but I mean, like they created everything on a computer,
Yeah.
yet they don't release it for the computer.
This is why. Here's why. Because first they're gonna release it on the old consoles, and then I can almost guarantee you they're either gonna release it on the new consoles, and then they're gonna release it on the PC. I'm calling it right now.
No, I
Okay,
think
here's why they
Go
do
ahead.
that. Here's why they do that. Okay, guys, it's out, and then you see all of the PC master races out there going, wait, what? Oh, we need it on PC. And then the developer can go, oh, you guys want it? Okay, we're gonna listen to the people, and we're gonna give it to you. And then everybody on PC goes, oh my God, this is such a great developer. And people on PC are usually the people that participate in forums and stuff. So they go, oh, this developer's so awesome because I want it on PC and they gave it to me. We are developers.
I don't know about that.
It's Rockstar, man. You know why I disagree? First of all, it's Rockstar. They don't need to get stroked because they already know they're one of the best
They're
developers and
stroking
that people
themselves
love
when
them.
they make the game.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah, do that.
And when they release it like nonchalantly, and then it gets like 10 out of 10, and they're like, huh, whatever. We just doodled that in the
But
night.
And then
oh.
advertisement was images of like fucking the characters on posters, and that was it. And then there was like YouTube ads of
And
like
then and then the other thing that I disagree with is that the fact that they release the PC version of GTA every time. It's just
they do.
It's just some time afterwards. It's like they're not like waiting for people to say, oh, they know, and people know, right? People are not asking without knowing. They know it's gonna come because it always comes.
No, they're trying to capitalize on everybody that has an Xbox and a PS3. It came out, and then the people that are on PC that have Xboxes and PS3s or whatever are gonna buy it on those first, and then it's gonna release on PC, and they're gonna buy it again.
Some of them will, but the thing
yeah,
is,
but
that's
I mean,
where their install base is, right? That's where they're gonna make the big numbers. That's where they're gonna.
Yeah, they'll make more money if they sell it like that instead of selling it all at the same time. You know.
Then you have games like Dark Souls.
All I have to say is I hope GTA 5 port to PC is a lot better than GTA 4.
Yeah.
Well, right,
Yeah.
Right
A poor
there.
port was Dark Souls. Dark Souls from console to PC was awful.
Yeah. That has
You
I
some
don't know,
cannot
I
play
haven't
the
played it,
PC
so I
version
can't
of
really-
Dark Souls without a controller. It's impossible.
What were you saying, Pocket?
Pocket. Yep.
A lot of you guys aren't even thinking about the technical side of things.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to develop for a console than it is to develop for a PC.
Well, because it's a peasant box. Of course it is.
Well, what
Yeah.
Chaft was saying was that it was developed on the PC
Yeah,
first.
everything's created
Yeah.
on a
So
computer.
it was already, the assets are already there, the work is done, and then they port it to the consoles. So how does that work? Do you think they programmed it first on the consoles then, and now they're
Yeah.
gonna?
Well, I think
They
they use programs specifically like to match consoles. I don't think they don't make it on PC and then go, okay, well now let's switch it over to the PS3's OS. I don't think they do that. I think they make it specifically for the PS3. Yeah, they use computers, but obviously they have to. But I don't think they make a PC game and then just go, okay, now let's switch it to PS4, Xbox One, or whatever. I mean, they make it specifically for those because that is where, I mean, yeah, PC race is important, but all of the money is in consoles. I mean, that's where like 75% of the money is. So that's what needs to get done first.
Yeah.
Okay,
sounds-
all right.
sounds right.
Oh, excuse me. Now
Let's get that
getting
off.
no, that was a cough. Let's get back to the topic though. Final Fantasy 14. What do you guys think?
I don't really
Heck,
care. I don't
care
play Final
less.
Fantasy.
I haven't
Yeah,
even
it's
played a
just-
single Final Fantasy game. I think it's stupid.
Well, no, not Final. It's an
Shots
MMO.
fired, shots
This-
fired.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm the biggest Final Fantasy fan. That's kind
How
of make
many
me
Final
upset.
Fantasy games are there right now? Like
What?
13? Well, other than the MMO, but like 13 original standalone games, right?
Well, no, because then 10 had 10-2, and then 13 had
Oh my
13-2.
fucking god, there's enough proof right there for me to just walk away from the game. There's 10, then there's
They
10-2.
disregarded Matt.
No,
Yeah, guys. We don't want to go on that
Think about
track.
Yeah, the thing about Final Fantasy is you don't have to play sequels or anything. They're all different, so...
Yeah, and they're not going to make sense anyway.
Yeah, it's not like you have to go like, oh, I'm not never going to get into Final Fantasy because I have to play the older ones or whatever. You don't, unless you really like it. But, alright, we got that shit worked.
Yeah, let's move on to the next one. I agree with you there, yeah.
The next one is just fast, interesting number one, which is the PS4 sells over 2.1 million units worldwide.
Woo!
That is a big fucking number.
Good job.
That is a good fucking number.
I'm so happy about that.
You know why I'm happy about that? It's not even because I hope the Xbox sells well as well. I know it's selling way less, but that's obvious because the PS4 got better marketing.
Do we have numbers?
I know that it didn't break even half of these numbers, but that's understandable though because it came out after, right? I guess the PS4 has been out for a while now, but it's still it didn't do 1 million in the first 24 hours like PS4. That was the biggest console launch ever. The biggest numbers ever, but it's like I'm just happy about it in the sense that there's a market, like like you hear a lot of people going like, oh, consoles are dead, or fucking there's not a market for consoles anymore. PC master race.
I think it's funny. I think it's funny that you say that because there's people last generation saying that the PCs were dead.
Exactly, and man, you know what it is? You don't want them to be dead. You don't.
Competition,
even if you're a PC player, man, you don't want the consoles to be dead because if the consoles are dead, games are gonna go away. I can tell you that right now.
Then you have all the 12-year-old faggots on your computer. Oh no.
No, it's not good. You won't have.
Yeah, 12-year-old faggots can't afford.
Guys.
You won't have games to play on your computer because these companies can make these games because they make good selling numbers on their games by selling on consoles because the biggest market is there. And that market will go away if you're going to make them buy a PC. So that means that games won't make the same money. That means that games can't make the same games because they don't have the money to make them. And that means that gaming will lose status, lose quantity, lose quality, lose everything. So we want PS4 to make it. We want Xbox to make it. We want PC to make it. And we want them to make it in the same environment. Because that's gaming. That helps gaming.
There's two reasons why I'm so happy that not only did the PS4 sell, but I'm also really happy that consoles are selling themselves. First off, I'm happy the PS4 sold because I think Microsoft trying to pull the fast one on everybody with their 24-hour online and stuff and all that stuff. I mean, obviously they changed it and they listened to the customers, but honestly, I kind of want them to be punished for even trying to do that. I mean, that's such a cheap thing to do to your users. And even though it didn't happen, I want them to kind of pay for even thinking about doing it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think it will deter others from trying to do the same thing in the future. And another thing is, if consoles are being bought, I mean, I read a statistic earlier today. It's estimated for gamers to take up like 1/7 of the entire world population by the end of this year. That's like 1.3 billion gamers. And what that means is pretty soon gaming is going to be the media. Like that's going to be the biggest thing in pop culture. And right now movies are that. And think about how much money movies get for production.
We won already, right? I mean, geeks won already at this point. Like, gaming makes more money than movies. Like, and the girls like geeks now, and geeks are cool, and girls.
I'm sorry, where does that statement have any factual evidence?
I'm sorry, where are my girls? Where's
exactly?
Where
I know.
are you getting them?
I know, right? But that's what it seems like.
But I think once gaming becomes the biggest thing in pop culture, we will see such a huge growth in the quality and just number of games. And then with that, if people are watching the gaming business and are going, wow, that's a lot of money, we need to get in there, that means a lot more companies are going to start sprouting up, and more companies facing against each other means a lot more innovation. And that is the biggest thing that we can hope for in gaming.
Yeah, saying that, I still hope, like, some people say that that well, actually, retracting it a little bit, it's like I'm also glad, like you said, that because of Microsoft's messaging was bad, and I'm like, you know what? I'm happy that PlayStation 3 failed at the beginning, and now actually sold about the same as Xbox 360, but at the time was struggling, and they were all like, "Oh shit, we came up on this release with like such bravado and got slapped in the face with a fucking tuna fish, and now we're." Like, and now they were all like humble, right? You can tell that Sony was all like, okay, what do you guys like? Like, what do you want? What do the developers want? Let's help the little man. Let's help the indies. Let's give you the possibility to play used games. Let's give you all these things that Microsoft is taking away from you. Like, I'm not saying they're fucking like angels, because they're a company and a company wants to make money, so obviously they want to pull the strings on your heart or whatever. But it's still good for us, right? Even if it is with like dollar signs in their eyes, because that's what they want, they still did the good thing for us. And I'm glad that's being rewarded to them, so they realize that you win people over better by being nice and giving them what they want than by just kind of pushing stuff onto them like Microsoft was doing.
Yep, and I think that's a very good point.
Yeah.
The other thing I was just going to say before we move on, it was just, I really hope that, like, do you guys feel like games is the natural evolution of like movies? Sort of. I know this is a topic, and I just don't want. I love movies, and I feel like there's a market for that. I feel like it doesn't have to be movies evolving into games and being interactive. I feel like movies should have their own thing.
Yeah, it's going to be separate. It's like saying that. Books are gonna move to movies. It's just no.
Yeah.
Well, I think talking about that, I think that kind of is something that we can go after. You know, before there were movies, there were obviously books, and then we saw where books were starting out. So you know what? I mean, movies were starting out. So what makes a good movie? Well, this book did really well, so let's do that. Exactly. And now I think the same thing will kind of happen with movies. True. And we've seen how poorly that has turned out so far. And we're like making all these games, and games become the big business, and everybody's going,
Silent Hill.
Oh my lord. What would make a good game? Oh well, this was a really good movie, and this made a good game. So I think we're actually seeing the transition from movies to games, like in the same sense that when movies were starting to become popular, we saw them transition from books to movies. Like Beyond Two Souls, which is the movie where you press buttons.
Yes. Okay, I feel like that kind of game, Beyond Two Souls, Heavy Rain. First of all, Heavy Rain is a fantastic game. First of all.
Oh, I love the stories.
And maybe not so much as a game, though.
Well, no, actually,
I don't really consider them games because you're not really doing much. That's your choices.
You are, man. It is. That's what I'm saying. It is a middle ground between a movie and a game. It is basically the closest you're ever going to get to interacting with a movie, and I feel like that has a place too. Like
definitely.
Has their place too. And
I like
exactly. I feel like. I know a lot of people bash on Heavy Rain and stuff. Oh, you don't actually play. Well, you do play. You interact, and you kind of. It's a way of making you connect more with the story and the environment and the plot and the characters.
Mass Effect and Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2 is that you develop the story yourself, but it was more gameplay orientated.
Exactly, that's more of a game.
Souls and Heavy Rain is more like story orientated versus gameplay. Like there is gameplay, but much less than the average.
Yeah, it's more of an interactive story than a game.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel like it's a good direction that we're going, though, in the sense that the stories are getting more mature when it has to, and the quality is going up because the writers from Hollywood are coming over and be like, well, this writer is really good, but he only does movies. But now it's like, holy shit, I'm going to start doing games. And these voice actors are all like, well, I only do movies, but now I guess I'll put my voice in games because.
A big boost in quality in voice actors recently. I mean, with BioShock Infinite had amazing voice acting.
Yeah, and now there's superstars too, like Troy Baker. Yeah. Everyone knows Troy Baker, and there's always, Troy Baker's in this game, fantastic. So it's like they are becoming Brad Pitts, but in gaming. And I feel like that's amazing. That's such an evolution.
Yeah.
And then we have all the Hollywood actors. We have all the Hollywood actors actually doing games, and that's so cool.
That is really cool.
When I started playing the last Call of Duty game I played was Call of Duty Black Ops, and when I found out that the dude from whatever that movie was with the ancient whatever. when I found out he was in there, I was like, oh man, that's so awesome because I recognized his voice right away, and it made me get really into the game, and I really enjoyed it.
Wait, what guy was it?
He's from the ancient Greek mythology movie. I can't really think of it.
I can't remember. I don't know.
The black guy, right?
No. I don't know.
Was it the old guy?
One of the Call of Duty movies.
No, it's the white guy. He was in.
It's the old guy, right?
Black Ops 2. No, he's in Black Ops 2, and he also he's old in Black Ops 2.
But what about 24? The show 24. What's his name? What's the guy's name? The actor, the main actor.
Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland doing Snake in
Daniel
the new
Clark?
Metal Gear.
Oh yeah.
How crazy is that? That's a super famous actor doing Metal Gear.
Wait. Did you say that again?
Kiefer Sutherland is playing Snake in the new Metal Gear.
That's so cool.
Isn't that crazy?
That's awesome.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like it's getting insane.
I heard Daniel Craig thrown around somewhere.
No.
Daniel Craig.
Kiefer Sutherland, yeah.
No, and the actor from Black Ops is Sam Worthington. He also played in Avatar and Clash of the Titans.
Oh,
okay.
So
Gotcha.
he plays Alex Mason in the Black Ops.
There's
So
apparently
he's
a
Finnish.
lot of people that are famous actors that are involved in Black Ops alone. Gary Oldman is another
yeah.
one.
And then there's that black actor who played the Black Sergeant. He was in There's Something About Mary, the stepdad. Nobody's watched that. Okay, you guys are terrible people.
Yeah, but that's really cool. I'm really glad that this is getting to that point.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess we're moving on.
Yeah. Let's move on.
All right.
Moving on.
Next hottie is a really cool one. I feel like you're all gonna like this one. Amazon announces drone delivery service.
Oh,
They
I
will
saw
literally fly packages to your door from 2015. So basically, they plan on starting in the US in 2015 to use drones to supply you with the stuff that you bought on Amazon through Prime Air. Of course, that's going to have like a bonus fee that you're going to have to pay, of course. And the drone will fly the package directly to your house.
that.
Get your
How
gun
amazing
out and
is
start
that?
shooting them down for presents.
I was thinking that.
Well, that's
Yeah.
still a federal offense
Exactly.
for
Yeah,
being-
that will be a federal
As if
offense,
they're
yeah.
gonna find me after I take the present.
Okay.
Well, if it
think
has-
about this.
I
Think about
could
this.
just send another
How-
drone.
How
A
are
tracker.
how are they guiding these drones? I would say they probably have some sort of camera on them,
And
it's
trackers
likely going to
and-
be a live feed.
Machine guns and
Some get shot
Ghillie
down.
suit.
But isn't this like we're getting into the future, man. We're getting
Yeah,
to the
man.
future, man.
the future?
We're getting too deep in this, man. It's amazing. it's like I don't know. Doesn't it feel like all Minority Report shit? It's like we're gonna see like drones running around. You're gonna go on your computer
Yeah, that's a
and
pretty
be like,
scary thought, though. After
Yeah,
what drones
actually,
used to be used
Yeah,
for.
Minority
It's like
Report turned out terrible. I mean, even Tom Cruise had a hard
Exactly.
time. How am I supposed to survive?
you're like going to go on your computer and be like, I want this new waifu pillow of this anime. And then it's like you'll see the drone getting to your door with this bitch on a pillow, and then your neighbors are looking at it and they're like, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy?" And you're like, "Ah, shut up, don't judge me."
So we're gonna get to the point where the drone's gonna be able to judge you. It's gonna like drop it off and just like look at you with these cringy
drone,
eyes.
yeah.
it'll make some remarks before it leaves.
The drone is gonna look at you and be like, "Get your life together, man,"
Like, what is wrong with you?
Filth.
and just spit on your face and then
I just
slap
wish-
you with a tuna.
Spit lubricant all over your face.
Oh,
You're like, "Ah,
God.
this is what you like."
I just wish, though, that they used a different word than drones, because the
Yeah,
word
drone has a
drones
bad
is used as
connotation.
in war. These things usually carry explosives and guns, and aren't usually meant to be friendly. They should have used a very different word than the word drone.
Well, the
Yeah,
Have a
drone
drone
started-
come to your house. I don't want a drone coming to my
robotic
house.
delivery specialists is what they
There you
should
go.
The
Yeah.
drone actually started as just a unmanned surveillance thing.
Yeah, but
Well, this
but
is
now
America.
it's
We have to put
unmanned
guns
bomb
on it.
dropping.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it then became something like that. Yeah, but you're right. They shouldn't associate that name. They don't actually. I mean, what they say is, okay, yeah. See, this is the wording of the press, right? Because it looks like a drone. It's like a helicopter thingy. But the
a
Amazon
quadcopter.
calls it Amazon Prime Air's robotic vehicle. So.
Oh, there we
Okay,
go.
so
So they didn't
That's what
say
they named it.
drones. Everyone else is
Yeah,
just saying drones.
Exactly.
Okay,
Everyone
never
else
mind
is just
then.
saying it. Yeah.
I
You
was gonna say, if they really said the word drone, that's just a bad idea.
Yeah, you don't want to associate that word
I
with
wanna see
your.
some
With your
scary
thing.
ass
I think
government plane
my
flying
thing
over.
would be okay if I'm standing outside my house or my kids are standing outside my house. How accurate is this thing? Like, is it gonna like? 'cause I
Right on
saw,
the kid's head.
I saw how big it was. What if it lands on my kid's head and like decapitates him? Like, what's like?
Other than the
Mission
face.
accomplished. Target acquired.
like, what
Target
is the
destroyed.
how accurate is their guidance and what do they use for guidance?
They'll pay you a
'Cause,
severance package.
I mean,
You want to buy the insurance? If the drone cuts off your penis, then you will pay you $500.
I don't know what
$5,000
the
per
penis is
inch.
worth.
But
That's funny.
but like what do they use to guide it? Because if they use cameras,
Yeah.
then we have the whole privacy thing. Like, is this thing gonna land in front of my house and look into me doing things that I shouldn't be doing in front of
It's
my
gonna have
computer?
cameras.
Like what?
I mean, just to prove that the item was dropped off correctly. But
Yeah,
probably
I'm pretty
some sort
sure-
of GPS coordination.
Well, if you think about it, if the drone or robotic vehicle lands in front of your house, it's going to be seeing as much as anyone else would be seeing standing in
Well,
front of your
yeah.
house.
It'll be looking.
So,
It'll be looking in.
not-
let's think about this. All right, when PS4,
you get to your window and he's speaking in
Hey.
to the windows.
The government loves you.
Taking
when
a package.
when
Give
PS4
me a
allowed for
sandwich.
Twitch streaming, what did we see on the Twitch streams
Oh,
for
God.
PS4? Yeah. Okay. Now imagine this: you're working at Amazon,
Oh,
okay,
shit.
and now you have cameras, and
Oh,
and
damn.
Oh,
you're
jeez.
sitting here dropping off a package, and a dude
Them
who's,
big
you know,
naked hillbillies
balding
gonna walk
in
out.
in a purple mesh robe walks out. And just looks right at the camera, and then just opens his robe and picks up his package and walks
Good
away.
point. Good point.
I
Well,
don't
that's-
But
feel-
then
That's
only
gonna be with
scars the
anything,
workers.
man. That's gonna be with anything with a camera. That's gonna happen.
Yeah, but that's only gonna scar the workers that are driving.
Yeah, they're gonna have to go through
the robotic
therapy and-
vehicles. I've seen too much, man.
I've seen it.
I've seen some shit. You don't know what I've been through.
Both literally and figuratively.
Exactly. I'm just gonna poop on this drone. I don't even care.
Oh man.
There'll be somebody that tries. That's the sad part.
Come here, drone. I gotta poop on you. Come here.
I got a package for you.
Take this back to your land.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, masters.
All right, guys.
All right. I think that was a pretty
And-
cool news,
yeah.
news thing.
Any more comments on that, or are we gonna keep going?
Nah, I think we should end that shit throwing.
All right.
Wait. What will they do about kidnapped drones?
I have no idea. They
Track
probably
your
have a
ass
tracker.
down and come for you.
Also, something really cool. It's supposed to be done where package delivery time will be reduced to as little as 30 minutes from placing your order. Isn't that crazy? You can order
That's
a game
really-
right now,
that's
and
really
it's
crazy.
next to your door in 30 minutes.
Well, of course,
Yeah,
it's gonna
well,
be.
I have Steam, so I don't really.
Well, yeah.
Like,
But, I
But
mean,
then take 4 hours to download.
okay, let's say something else. This will take out that. This will be like say.
Are you
with
tired
all
of
these-
waiting 40 minutes for you?
No.
Are you tired of waiting a week for your fleshlight? Well, now
No.
you have.
You could be doing.
Then you have it delivered in front of your house, in front of all your neighbors. in 30
Exactly.
minutes.
Even the drone gets to see it.
You're gonna have your waifu pillow in 30 minutes. But the funny thing is that you buy stuff on Amazon because it's cheaper than going to the store, right?
I don't.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's how it works. I mean, if you go buy a TV on Amazon, it's cheaper than if you go buy a TV on the store. And the cool thing about this is this will make the store or going to a store completely irrelevant at this point. Unless you're buying something huge.
Ah,
that
fuck
the
you,
Unless
drone
Walmart.
the
can
delivery
carry.
price. I mean, delivery price for 2 days.
Exactly.
How much
Of
is that?
course,
That's like $13.
Yeah, I mean the drone is probably going to be super expensive when it comes out in the first years or something.
Well, we'll
But
see how it goes. But it's
still
more
normalized then.
competition is always a good thing. That's all
Yeah.
I have to say.
Yeah, I think it's innovative. I think so.
Yeah, it is. It is a pretty cool future that
Yeah,
we're looking into.
It's a good idea.
All right, so next up we got.
You ready for the topics? You guys ready for the
Oh
topics?
yeah, this is it. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
that's it, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
this shit. Yeah, totally lost it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Done. Hot, that was hot news.
That was hot. That was nice and
Yeah, that was hot.
nice. It's kind of cooling off now, but it's all right.
Yeah. It was hot a minute ago. but now it's just-
Yeah, everybody knows it now.
yeah, exactly.
It's like yesterday's news. All right, let's see who's the lucky man of the day. Tanner.
Pocketpac.
Ah, man, I knew you were going to pick me. Okay, guys, so what we're going to be talking about for the next couple minutes is the Starbound official release for beta.
Woo!
How you guys feeling about that?
I bought it.
Yeah, I bought it as well.
I know, you got me to buy it. You got me to buy it.
Apparently they've had some invalid key errors recently, but it's apparently on their site and they're fixing it right now. That was updated today. That's my
Thank you for the input, Mr. Tanner.
That's all we have today. Starbound, failing invalid keys.
Yeah, like, what are you doing with your life, Alex?
Why are you naked? No,
No one can see.
Why are you naked and looking at the drone pictures?
The way I look at it is, okay, this is likely going to be the next Terraria or / Minecraft. This is a pretty big deal in the gaming community. And I feel really privileged to be here at the release and get that new wave of, viewers and things like that. I think it's going to be really big for all of us who are in the YouTube community right now and starting out.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, though, every game is like this. You have Minecraft, and you have a bunch of Minecraft clones. You have Cube World, then you have some Cube World clones. I think it's called Trove. Minecraft had Fortress Craft and crap like that. And then you have Terraria, and now you have Starbound.
Do you really consider this a clone?
Ending up being copied after a while.
Clone, though. It's done by a lot of the same people, the same artists.
Mm-hmm.
This is a spiritual successor.
Yeah,
really.
I wouldn't.
It's not.
It's not a successor.
This is basically the same group kind of redoing it their own way.
Terraria 2 is being made though.
Totally
Terraria 2
different.
is being made right now, so that's the actual sequel. This is like I would consider this like a departure. Like, imagine a tree diagram or whatever. There's a line that goes Terraria and then Terraria 2, and between Terraria and Terraria 2, a line departs, and it's basically Starbound.
Is it Terraria 2?
It's definitely
there's going to be a Terraria 2. Yeah.
From the idea
what the
of Terraria.
hell? How do you have a sequel to a fucking game?
Yeah, it's being made right now. Terraria 2.
How do you make a sequel to a game like Terraria?
It makes
There's
sense.
no
I mean,
fucking story.
Well, it doesn't have to if you include new mechanics, a new engine.
Just make it a patch. But I guess then you don't make as much money.
Yeah.
If you're making a new engine altogether, you're not.
Okay,
gonna
if
make
it's on a whole
patch
new
out of
engine,
it.
it's gonna be a lot bit different.
Because see, Starbound, it has a bunch of new backgrounds that are generated randomly. You have new planets. You have new plant life that changes according to which planet you're on and stuff like that. That is a new system. Terraria 2, I'm sure, is going to have a new engine that's going to be
Starbound,
stuff like that.
Starbound does a lot more than adding, a couple new textures and things like that.
Hey guys, let's bring it back. Tanner, explain to everybody exactly what Starbound is.
Yeah, I don't know much.
Okay,
yeah,
Starbound is, like I said, it's like the spiritual successor of Terraria. It has a lot of the same mechanics and a lot of the same ideas, but it is very, very different from Terraria. You can build a spaceship, and in real time, while you're on a real server, you can go to different planets and go to different, like every different planet has new biomes, new textures, new everything, and you can do all of this while you're in a server with other people. So you're like Zaroc could be on planet, Dweeb, and I could be on planet Awesome, all at the same time, and we're all on the same server. And if I really want to, I can just shoot down over to Planet Dweeb. And, by the way, I can totally kill Zaroc now because he's such a dweeb. And there's player versus player. There's competitive and co-op. And just alone, the multiple world mechanic just adds so much to the gameplay. And it's just, I think it's just such a big expansion on what Terraria could have been capable of, and this is taking it to a whole new level and really accomplishing it.
But it's taking it to more of a futuristic level than it is like a Stone Age kind of thing, kind of how.
Yes.
That seems to be the trend now. A lot of space mods for Minecraft have come out.
Well, this is awesome. Maybe if we bring a lot of space into gaming, then everybody in turn will be like, I want to be an astronaut now. Then we'll get the NASA program started back
Kerbal
up.
Space Program.
I
feel like Alex is giving this a bit too much thought.
Hey, I'm excited about Starbound, okay?
No. I'm saying like maybe they'll like space more. More people like space, more astronauts.
Yeah, then
so we get to.
Well, okay, well, think about in the the 40s and stuff. Everybody was like, "Let's go to space. It's so cool." And then boom, we went to space like in 2 decades. I mean,
But
and we haven't.
Yeah,
gone to
sure, that's
space
what
yet.
happened,
Yeah, that's how it
that
works,
is
right?
totally what happened. Okay, don't get me
Yeah.
started. Of course, there were Russians involved, but maybe some Russians will get involved with Starbound, and it'll be the same thing.
But,
there was no
Starbound,
medium.
comrade.
Like it's pretty interesting. Like I feel like that game is just gonna fulfill a space that Terraria couldn't, which is first of all the setting, which is space combat, space exploration, space survival, all that stuff. Good Portal 2 reference, and also which like Terraria can't fulfill that unless it did like a whole visual, unless they use the mod or something like that, and also the whole planet-wide exploration and everyone being on their own planet and stuff. That's also new. So I feel like that game is a spiritual successor, but in a good way, as in it adds a lot to it. So it definitely has its own space, and it also was going to get a lot of people that are waiting for a new Terraria, and
much
they're
is
going to
it?
do this. They're going to play this now.
It's only $15.
$15. Yep.
And it's not going to change when beta comes out, and we don't have confirmation, but it's likely not going to change when the full game comes out.
I like that.
I believe
That
it
game
comes.
annoys me more than an alpha game that thinks it's worth much. Like $30 for an alpha? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'll do better. I'll do one better than that. Let's talk about
Planetary
Planetary Annihilation real fast.
Oh my lord!
Isn't it like a
$80,
$45 game?
$80.
It started as like 80, I think. Yeah.
What?
That's how I felt.
Jesus.
Hey, Pocket, welcome back.
7 Days to Die. It looked like a really cool game. $30 for alpha. I was like, no.
No.
All right, guys. Any more about Starbound? Real fast.
Look at it now.
Oh yeah, it's a neat little game.
It's amazing looking.
Is there a
Yeah, and
demo?
And the beta starts the 4th, right?
It
So
starts
basically-
tomorrow. Okay. Oh, another little news flash. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so like 1 p.m. my time. They send out the Steam keys, and then that allows you to download for the beta.
That's assuming they have everything fixed, right?
Oh well, no, they're not having problems with they're having invalid key errors, but all of the keys are actually going to a Humble Bundle. So all of the keys are taken. All of the keys are taken care of, and all the keys are active. But it's just like a problem on their site that they're working on, that it says that they're invalid, even though if you put them in Steam, they would be valid.
Okay, that's neat.
So I don't think it'll be any problems. Like they said, it was just kind of a scary thing. It doesn't really affect anything.
Okay, that's neat. I can't wait for it. Let's move on to Pocket. You're back, right?
No.
All right. I guess we're
Well,
just
this
going to have
is
to move on to. All right, Pocket. What you got for us?
Okay. I'm gonna talk about a game that I am severely torn. 7 Days to Die.
Yeah, I had to hold somebody back.
We just talked about that.
No, I had to hold you back.
Yeah, 7 Days to Die the concept is awesome. It's kind of like
It is.
zombie apocalypse meets Minecraft meets Half-Life graphics or Half-Life 2 graphics.
So decent looking. Yeah.
Yeah, it's decent looking. It reminds me of the Source engine in a way.
This is a survival sim thingy.
Yeah, it's a voxel-based map, basically meaning the map deforms and changes shape as you're doing stuff. There's like mining and crafting whatnot, like Minecraft, where you can build houses,
a lot of
you
fun.
can craft stuff. Yeah, it looks like a hell of a lot of fun. Right now, it is an alpha, and for alpha, they want 30 some odd bucks, like $35, I think.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's
A lot.
that's
Is it on
what's holding me
Steam?
back.
Like maybe if
Yeah,
it
it
was a
has-
fully released game.
Yeah, it has been Steam greenlighted. The developers or the
Oh.
people of Steam are talking to the developers about bringing it, which is funny. They were trying to get it greenlighted, but then it got pulled off because they were using a zombie from another game. Damn it! I lost the page.
Oh, that's
give
not
me a
good.
second. Where'd you go, you damn thing? Okay, let's talk about pigs until I find this.
Pigs? Okay. I when I was really little, I wanted a pig out of a crane
Okay.
machine. Okay.
You wanted a what?
Yeah, I'll tell the story real fast. Why not? I wanted a pig out of this little crane machine, like a stuffed pig, a little white one.
Bullshit, no one wins at those games.
Right.
Yeah, I know. That's the whole problem. Nobody. I got this guy that got my brother a stuffed animal. I think it was a snake or something. And I couldn't get my pig, and I was crying, and mother bought me a pig. Yeah.
An actual pig or a...
No, just a stuffed animal pig.
Went home with a pet.
That would be pretty funny.
Oink oink.
He came in for a stuffed animal, walked home with a pet.
Yeah.
It was like,
I want that stuff.
Hey, little hey, Spider,
like...
guess what I got you? I got you a real pig. He's a real live pig. His name's Mr. Oinkus.
And you're like, he's gonna...
Just think when he died, he'd have breakfast.
And yeah, that's my story. Okay, go ahead, Pocket.
The monster that they were using is from Killing Floor.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, it's called the Clot model. It's this nasty-looking thing that kind of reminds me of a vampire
The clots?
zombie
Oh,
kind
they're
of thing.
amazing.
Yeah, apparently somebody released that on a Unity as like a model that you can buy, and the people who developed 7 Days to Die, which I think is like the Fun Pimps.
That's a good name.
Yeah. They did not know that it was from Killing Floor, so they bought it and put it in. And it was in a trailer when the people who made Killing Floor, who was that again?
Well, we get the point. We get the point. Yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm.
Tripwire saw it in one of their trailers and said, "Hey, we need you to remove that. That is ours. This was not supposed to be released." And
Of course.
the Fun Pimp said, "Okay, yeah, we understand," and it never happened. A while later, they released another trailer that still had it, and on top of that, they took the contact information off of 7 Days to Die's website, so they had no way of getting contact to it. So Tripwire put the hammer down and got them removed from the green light on Steam until they got that removed, and they just went up sometime today.
What the hell are they thinking?
Real fast. Pocket, quit rocking in your chair. That's driving me crazy. Thank you.
Are you sure?
You're not an old lady. You don't have to.
I
Nice.
didn't realize I was
But
doing it. Sorry.
one thing
handsome on your
Pocket,
man.
you haven't played it yet, then, right?
No, I'm not spending $35 for an alpha. Are you
Oh,
insane?
I played it. It's not worth the money at all. It's worth I'd say about $10, really, not even 15.
Yeah, if it's
Like
10
you
bucks,
get bored
I'd
of it
buy it
real
in a heartbeat.
fast. It's fun. You have a lot of fun at first, even with friends. It gets boring after a while. Because every object in the game is breakable. You don't really have, as far as I've noticed when I played it at the time, which I don't have it anymore. I got rid of that garbage. It needs to be really updated. It is an alpha game, of course, but it's not worth what they price it for. But like any block can be, you can go down to the bottom of the map, digging down. The zombies, if they've tracked you at least once, they will dig down after you till they get to you.
Oh. So the
So, like,
zombies
if
can
you dig
destroy
down
blocks,
straight
huh?
down and make little zigzags to lose them, they'll start tunneling down in mass amounts and after your ass. So you're just putting yourself in a hole at that point.
Yeah,
However,
I mean,
there is
the
a funny mechanic with the water that they can't hit blocks while in water, so you can make an impenetrable base by building in a lake.
Well, I'm sure they'll have that fixed.
Yeah, then it has a lot of problems, but again, it gets boring pretty fast.
So-
I mean, I found a rocket launcher in my first chest that I opened. That ended pretty well for me.
Hey, Pocket,
say.
did they bring back the contact information on their site? Do you know?
No. There's no way to get
Nice.
in contact with them short
I love
of
drama
Facebook.
in these things. I feel like
Well,
drama in video games industry is just funny as hell. It's like a bunch of teenagers going like, "No, you can't talk to my mom about that thing I did." And it's like, "No, I must contact your parents."
Sounds like
It's
EA
like,
about all their customer problems.
That's so funny.
But it is also multiplayer. I forget how many you can have, but you can have several people in there with you.
I feel like those kind of games always have to be, right?
Yeah,
I mean, there's so many that are just like that. So
Yeah, it's like Minecraft with updated graphics and zombie apocalypse.
yeah.
Basically, what it is, when you break it, everything is queued, but they do have an effect where it looks like it rounds off. It's kind of chunky looking, so it doesn't look like a perfect square anymore. But one thing I do like is its physics. You can basically make a tower collapse from the bottom. Like, it has some really cool ideas. Not worth $30. Not ready to be any more than an alpha when I played it. And apparently it's had a couple patches. I've looked at it, but I haven't touched it since the time I did.
Feels more like a tech demo, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for $10, $15, I'd buy it. 30,
Yeah, it feels
So
like
maybe-
a $1
not a
alpha game.
chance.
So maybe if it goes on sale.
Yeah.
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 Or they
Okay.
fix the pricing,
Yeah. All right. All right. That's a neat little topic there, Pocket. Thanks for bringing that up, man.
Even though I knew more about this topic than he did.
Everyone else was awesome. Mine was neat.
Pocket is always on the prowl, man.
Yeah.
He analyzes every little comment that people make.
Man, I swear, you try to be nice to people, and they just stab you in the back.
He's always analyzing and waiting, making a list of who he's gonna kill. Eventually. Well, Spider said mine was just nice, so I guess I'll kill him first.
Gee, you're welcome.
Well, I would think neat is below nice, because that's kind of when you're uncomfortable in the situation. Well, that's neat.
Well, your topic was uncomfortable, man. What do you want? So uncomfortable.
All right. Zaroc, I'm going to let you go first so you can get a little break with Chaft before you do your quick news.
All right, so my topic this week, well, my first topic ever, because I didn't do it in the other weeks, but basically I want to get a conversation started on serious, on how serious gaming has become and how hardcore it has become, and if there's room for other things. So what I mean with this is gaming at this point, what are the, like, if you talk about big games, like for Game of the Year this year, you talk about names like Last of Us.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
What did you say?
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5. You said it so fast.
Oh, Grand Theft Auto 5. Okay, yeah, I couldn't figure out what he was saying.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, GTA 5. You'd say
Obviously a winner.
BioShock Infinite, Last of Us, things like that. And these are like big games that have a story to tell, and they're hardcore-ish. And they're serious, and they involve drama and a big plot and characters and intricate characters and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, cool. And then you have, and these are all like in the big consoles and on PC and stuff. And then you have Nintendo, which makes games like, well,
Kirby,
Mario, and Zelda, and all these games.
Kirby.
And then you say
They don't tend to really span out other than that.
no, and then it's like they make a specific game type for that doesn't fit in any other console, and that is still worth.
And no other game's meant to go on their console. Have you ever played Call of Duty on the Wii?
But they still are like Game of the Year material though. Like you have Mario Galaxy, that was Game of the Year like 2 years or whatever it came out.
Yeah.
That was the Game of the Year that year, Mario Galaxy. Zelda, they're all amazing and stuff like that. It's like what I'm trying to get the discussion going is that, do we have room for everything, or is the crowd just asking for hardcore games and not for
I think they can't
Nintendo-ish
handle
games
hardcore
anymore?
games.
No, they don't want to though, right? Nintendo doesn't want to.
I don't
It
think
does its
that's
own
what
thing.
Zaroc's saying. I think what he's
Yeah.
saying is there a market for...
Exactly, because like Nintendo is struggling, right? Like
Yeah.
not
Yes.
Nintendo. Nintendo isn't struggling. Wii U is struggling because
Oh, fuck
3DS sells like fucking.
Not that great of
hotcakes.
a console.
Well, I think it was
Yeah.
more of it was a huge marketing mistake too, to make it so close to the original.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
it was
that,
more
and
like, here's a
it's
device
mid-
for the Wii. It's like, but now you
yeah.
have to buy a whole other consoles. It's like, why?
And it's a mid-generation leap, right? I mean, it's not next gen, it's not last
Yeah.
gen, it's midway, and
it
it's
was more,
like
it was more of a hardware update than a software update.
yeah. And the thing is, I don't think it matters really, because all Nintendo consoles always struggle in the first year that they come out, and then eventually when their games start coming out, they sell like
Pokemon.
crazy.
Like
And
hotcakes.
that's how it happened. I don't want to use that expression.
I know you
but,
did. That's why I said it.
Yeah, that's well, you have my back, but you have my hotcakes.
I got
But,
more than your back, boy.
Oh shit! But basically, I feel like it's interesting to notice how the Wii U is struggling or whatever, and these games are growing and selling like crazy. The new hardcore games, and the consoles are selling like crazy. PS4 sold a lot. The Xbox One is selling a lot, and Wii U is not. How do you guys feel about this? Do we have a market for everything? Because that's what I want. I want Nintendo to succeed, because I feel like we need that market. Like we need to be. If I want to play a game that is more about the gameplay than a story and a serious character, I want to be able to play Mario, which is all about gameplay, which is all about variety and
I
and
haven't played a Mario
environments
game in years.
and
I'm
stuff
probably
like
not
that.
suit for this topic.
Like I love Zelda, for instance. Like
I'm
I
not even a
love
fan of Zelda.
Yeah. I mean, I hope those games remain. I want that to exist in the industry, right? I feel like we need that.
Oh, I'm
I don't know
sure
what
there
it is.
will.
Really Nintendo game I really ever enjoyed. Is Pokemon a Nintendo game? Yeah, it is, right?
It is, yeah.
Then it's Pokemon and Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
Super Smash Bros. Yeah,
I never really
another one.
got into Mario, Zelda, Kirby, although I've played them all before.
Hey, don't
But
you
the old
don't you
ones-
disrespect the name Kirby?
I'm not disrespecting them. I'm just saying I'm not really into them. As I
Oh yeah,
like,
we got.
I'm a
Spider
much
here
more
that knows
violent gamer. Stomping on a turtle
you're-
isn't my style.
This is good though, because you're on you're on that part that I'm talking about. Like you're the guy that wants the serious experience, that wants the better story of the characters, the more serious game.
And nothing is
then-
better than
Well, I
making a
think
12-year-old
that's
cuss you
just
out.
how. I think that's how gaming has developed. It's gone from something to amuse your time a little bit to actual
Exactly.
entertainment. Like, because when those games were popular, that's all that could be done, and that's what Nintendo capitalized on. That's all that could be done, and they did the best with what they could do. And where they failed is they failed to move away from that and move on with the times. Like,
But
they,
do you feel like they need to?
I don't know about
That's
that.
yeah, that's the whole point. Like it started with Pong. It started with fucking Castlevania trying to have a story and telling you the story of the setting to evolve to a game that actually has a story, has a plot, has characters, has names, has evolution. And it started as these simple games that were all about the gameplay to these games now that are all about the story, the characters, the plot, the dialogue, all these things. But does this
And
mean?
action.
But yeah, does this mean that because this evolved, that we need to ditch these old games styles that evolved, being focused on the gameplay and stuff? Because I don't. I feel like that's something that
There's
needs.
people that like those games, but like I said, I don't play them. I play
exactly,
Halo.
but-
I play Battlefield, although not really. I get tired of those games. I play Counter-Strike as my alternative. I like Battlefield for the vehicles.
Well, you're obviously not the market for this games.
Yeah, like,
Definitely not. No.
And that's where
I'm
it
one of
started.
those people that like
man.
to play a game that's competitive in some way, shape, or form, but has a story element to it. That's why like Halo. It has a great story to it and has a great competitive multiplayer system. They have different game types, different game modes, silly ones, aggressive ones, challenging ones.
And you're
and stuff
talking
like
about
that.
a game that focuses on gameplay, though, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what
not
I'm all
Halo,
about.
I
But
guess.
like,
but
Halo,
these games
Halo
are
has a
about
story to it.
gameplay
The
as
Master
well.
Chief, the Halo
Exactly.
Reach,
I'm talking about,
Noble
like,
Six, stuff like
Battlefield,
that. I
for
like
instance.
that. But I also like to be able to have a multiplayer. Like Last of Us was a cool story
Competitive
game,
is
but
what
it had
you
no
mean.
multiplayer. I didn't buy that game because of that. If
Yeah, you like the
Dishonored,
competitive
same thing.
games.
I didn't buy Dishonored. Awesome, one-time playthrough story. There's no variety to it other than not killing or knocking out, but then there's no multiplayer to it. And yeah, they have that whole DLC expansion, which again I didn't play that either, because it just didn't draw my eye. Like, yeah, you have a cool story, but it's a $60 game for a one-time playthrough with nothing for me to do afterwards. Which is why I love GTA 5, story, variety, and then side missions and then multiplayer.
But yeah, getting back to
So what do you? Yeah.
And then with
what do
Mario and
you-
Zelda, you don't really have. It's kind of back to what I said. Zelda is more or less just a story.
Well,
Mario is more of a game type in
It
reality.
has a
now. You have, like,
story, but the story on Zelda isn't really. I mean, it's a part of it.
it's
definitely.
not the focus of the game.
Yeah, exactly. Like the game is all about like exploration. That's what Skyrim started, right? That's
Yeah.
what it was. Like it's exploration. It's basically the Metroidvania mechanic of, well, I can't open this door because I need this specific item. I'm gonna get it through this boss, and then I'm gonna be able to open this dungeon and do this. And you feel like you're progressing as a character without having an
I never
actual
felt like I was
level
progressing
bar
in Zelda.
and all that stuff. It's like it's a different kind of game, and I feel like there is a market for that because the 3DS is selling a lot, and these games
yeah.
are selling a lot on it. So, like, I feel like we shouldn't. I just hate the future where
Yeah,
Nintendo would fail.
Yeah, it's not
That's
going to.
basically-
It's
Yeah.
it'll pick back up once the new Smash Brothers comes out. I guarantee you.
That's
Do you
what
think-
it's
Well,
fun,
I,
yeah.
So-
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know though, because I mean, I feel like Nintendo went from being the gaming company to now it's kind of transformed into the kids gaming company. And you can see
Yeah,
this through,
well.
you can see this through their stylization and through the gameplay. Like, I mean, it's not so much that it's bad gameplay. It's just that it just looks like something that a kid would play, and it feels like something that a kid would play because of its simplicity. And I think that will definitely, I think that will hurt them in the future. Now, obviously, Super Smash Brothers, if it's anything like the original, it will be an awesome, awesome game that is a great time killer. But I don't think that'll be enough to like reignite the whole storyless classics thing.
Well, I don't know.
It's
really hard to see.
It aims for kids only. Like I feel like
no, it aims for.
No,
definitely
not.
When you say it's kiddish, where they have a kid feel to it, it's like I feel like it aims at kids as well, obviously, because Nintendo is kind of like it has a broad audience. It likes to appeal to kids because we were all kids once, and we all had a Nintendo 64 or whatever your console was, and you were sitting down playing that thing, and it was good to be able to play a game that appealed to kids and adults at the same time. And that's what Nintendo does. Nintendo just hasn't changed ever because they want to appeal to that gamer kid that is starting out and still be able to get the adult to look at it in the TV and be like, oh shit, I want to play that. Like if I see a kid playing Mario, the new Mario, or if I see the kid playing the new Zelda, I'm going to be like, shit, I want to play that. Like I want to play that, not because it looks like a kid's game, but because it just looks fun. Because that's what Nintendo does. It makes fun games. Like it doesn't have to be serious, it doesn't have to be anything. It just has to be a fun game. And that's what
Honestly,
it does.
I would really prefer a violent Zelda game. I want to see some
I feel like
blood.
that's not a Zelda at all. Like that's Skyrim. Like if you want that, you play Skyrim.
If you want to, my type. I'm a violent gamer. I like the violence.
If you want to play Zelda, don't you want to? I don't know. Isn't this society just overcrowded with fucking violent everything? I'm not against it at all. I love Mortal Kombat. I love these violent games.
Mortal Kombat's one of my favorites.
Man, I love these games, but don't we? I like having a break once in a while and playing a Zelda where it's like pretty art style. The story is not too mature, but it involves life and death and friendship and being courageous and saving the girl and whatever.
Love My Little Pony.
Man, I knew this conversation would go sideways. I am a man.
A manly man.
The majority of the fan base of MLP is for men.
Yeah.
All right, let's not go any further.
You guys don't feel like that it's good to be able to have a break?
I think everything deserves to have a balance. I just think that Nintendo has, I mean, it's got the the motion controllers and things like that, but it's failed to really innovate with its style. I think anybody who has because I had a Wii when the Wii came out, and it was a blast. When it came out, it got really old, really, really quick, and
but it
I
made
feel
the
that
money.
way with every Nintendo game, other than when I was little playing N64. But I think every new Nintendo game just gets really, really redundant because there's so little innovation in the game itself. I mean, the peripherals.
I agree with that.
The peripherals are awesome. The new Wii controller is really innovative. But even with that, even with the new Wii controller, how have they made that integral to the game? I mean, they don't have an inventory down on there while you're playing up top.
They do have some games that you have to actually look at the inventory in the bottom screen or the map or whatever. It's like Nintendo, the Wii, that fucking thing came out and it's like, we are doing motion controls, and everyone was like, well, no one cares about that shit. Then it sold like crazy. And Sony and Microsoft were like, "Oh shit, we gotta get in on this. This thing makes money."
Can we not mention the Sony and?
Let's not talk about the Sauron Eye, okay?
The what?
Oh Jesus Christ! Sony's motion capture was just.
We'll forget that.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned. Yeah, it's like move.
The Kinect wasn't that bad. It just
No, Brandon. Not talking about it.
It's like Sony picked up on that and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna make move," and this means that Nintendo innovated with their console, and it was so innovative and so successful that people try to mimic it. So this means that, yeah, exactly, and that says a lot about Nintendo. That means that they have all these neat ideas that they like to put out, and it just means that A, Wii U wasn't a good idea, and like we or B, it just hasn't been completely fulfilled yet, and the games just haven't like fully integrated the controller yet and the experience of the console yet. But I feel like, what's interesting to see is all console wars till now, like when NES came out, Super NES came out, Nintendo 64 came out. All these console wars, you know which company when Sega was in the console war, or when all these companies, Atari, Nintendo was in console war with Sega, with Atari, with the PlayStation. You know which company prevailed throughout all these? Nintendo. is still here. Like it was there in the beginning with Atari, for God's sakes, and it's still here.
They were there even before that. They had made playing cards.
Yeah, see, this is insane. It's like this company makes something that I feel like appeals to the inner child many times in all of us. And you don't have to be, it's not kids games, but it kind of appeals to that little side of you that's like, man, I just want to fucking get on this character, go save the fucking princess, do these cool dungeons, this cool setting, whatever, and just have fun, man. Basic video game fun. Yeah. And I feel like that's always going to be a slot for that.
Yeah.
And I hope it is.
Yeah, I hope so too, but time will tell, I guess, right?
On Wii U. Yeah, definitely, for sure.
We'll see. We'll see where it goes, I guess. I think it's more of a marketing mistake than anything else, to be honest with you, though.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. That E3 was a fucking mess. The messaging was just, so this is a controller for the Wii?
Well, see, the problem is they got to focus towards the family, right? And when you do that and you make it that close to the old console, then I don't know. I'm just thinking most of the people think it was more of an upgrade than it was a new console.
It's true. And they didn't explain it. It was just like, oh, it's a controller. And you're like, well, okay, so it's not a new console? Or it's a controller for the old console? Like, what? Yeah, it was weird.
I don't know. Well, we'll see where it goes. They'll probably hit it off with something else. You never know.
It's going to be the best console ever. Just no one knows it yet.
All right. All right, Chaft. I'm going to unleash you upon the world. Are you ready? What do you got for us?
That was scary.
I have the lovely Galactic Starfighter update for Star Wars: The Old Republic MMO. It is a free.
The what?
Huh? The Galactic Starfighter update. It's basically ship versus ship battles in space.
Oh.
It takes away from the usual the way the MMO ground level PvP goes and PvE.
Also, it's PvP.
It's a lot of. Oh yeah, it's PvP. There's no PvE in this one.
Oh,
it's straight. Damn. It's 12v12 is what this one's like. I haven't gotten to play yet because, oh my god, I'm going to murder EA, the shittiest fucking company in the fucking universe. I hate that company to fucking guts. I had to buy Battlefield 3 through Amazon because of them. Origin sucks.
It does, actually.
So they also should probably announce that when you try to buy a game through their online services, that they take like $1 out. You confirm that the device works and then charge the card. So if it's a $29.99 item, you have $30 on your card. It reads $29 because it took $1 out to confirm this works. There is no way.
Really? That's a thing?
That's a thing.
Oh my god.
Some places do that, though.
Wait, are you
but
talking
it's not
about
even
how
told
they,
to you.
like...
You're not told this.
No,
yeah, that's
are you
bad.
talking about how if if the game is $29.99, it will actually like charge your credit card with $31.99 just to make sure that your credit card has enough money on it?
No, it gives the $1 back. It gives the $1 back. It pulls the $1 out just to make sure the card's legitimate.
Yeah,
but the thing is, it charges at the same time. The charge is $31.99, but you get the $1 back.
Yeah, Steam does the exact same thing.
Does it? I didn't know it did.
I never had that problem.
Yep. Yes,
nope.
It does.
Huh.
I've done it before. I have $30 cards. I buy $29.99 games and sells right on the spot. Never happens to me. It's only ever happened with this game. And
some services, what they do is they'd say, okay, what card are you going to use? And you put in their card and they're like, we're going to charge you $1 and then put it back right away. So
no,
just to
they
check
put it
if
back
the card
after
is
they
valid.
pulled the purchase. So when you try to buy something, it takes the $1 and the purchase at the same time.
Some services do it previous to the purchase. They'll
should
take
be
out the
previous
$1,
to the purchase. It
yeah,
should be to confirm it and then give it back and then charge.
Exactly.
They're doing it, pulling it, then charging at the same time, so then I don't have enough on my card. So now I have to go to Walmart to buy a physical card to put the code in order to get my subscription so I can play the damn Starfighter game. But so far I haven't been able to play. I've been able to watch videos. It's amazing. I want to play so bad.
So it's a paid DLC thing?
No, it's free to play, but it's based on subscribers get to play earliest in this month. It just came out.
Okay, all right, I got
it. It came out today. Preferred players, people who have bought Cartel Coins or subscribers before, I'm a preferred player myself, get it in January 14th, I do believe. Yeah. And then free to play, get it in February. I think it's around the 6th. But and then they had another expansion in the Hut Cartel, but that's a long time ago. But that one was either subscriber or you pay for it, which was $20. This one's a completely free digital one. Just subscribers get it early. But there's 3 classes of ships: gunships, scouts, and strike fighters. Though in the concept art they had bombers, which I haven't seen yet.
Oh, that would be interesting.
The ship designs are really weird. They're like kind of like a twisted form. Like a lot of the looks that this game plays off of are from the kind of like a mixture of the 6 movies. Troopers, stormtroopers, and clone troopers kind of mixed.
Stormtroopers, that's the
You
best
can see a lot of
movie.
the clone trooper looks into the Republic's trooper side. A lot of the design of the armor is very similar, and
Yeah.
with the Empire side, a lot of stormtrooper look into it. They
You
can't
don't want to play as a stormtrooper.
You
Never
don't?
hit anything.
Oh my god, dude! But they look so badass.
Yeah, they can't see anything. That's probably the problem.
But
Unless they get killed
going
by
on.
insects. I mean, cool.
But like the way they design the ships is really weird. Like this one, it's you've all watched the movies, right? You remember the TIE fighters?
Yes.
Yep.
There's like a little ball and they had little pegs for wings.
Mhm.
The
a
strike
shield.
fighter, the main, basically what the TIE fighter would have been classed as in this game, has the it has like the pegged wings, but they're bent and they're shorter. They're really thin, like, and then it has like where the ball would be. It's 2 like arced bridges, and then the cockpit's in the middle. It's a really weird shape. It has unnecessary frames, and then the Scout is like this sideways flat ship. It's really weird the way they tilted it, but it's like a really flat ship with its wings kind of reversed.
So it's not
It's
using
really
the Star
weird.
Wars style. It's kind of
It's a Star Wars style, but they're basing it off of original ideas and they're twisting it. Like
Right.
a lot of the Republic ships look a lot of like rebel ships. A lot of rebel ships look a lot like the ones that you see in the Republic right now. And in the
How do the
Empire one, they
battles work?
focus on a black and red look, but they kind of twist. They take the original dark, evil look and then they make it funky. Like the gunship has its missiles is like there's the cockpit and then there's a section behind it and it has like sections of missiles and a plus sign right behind the cockpit. Then it goes back. Then the wings spread out into a shape of an X.
The
It's a
ship
really
has
weird shape.
missiles
Oh yeah,
on it that you can
completely
see.
customize these ships,
No,
colors
but
and
can you
mods.
actually see the missiles on the ship?
Oh yeah. You
Because
can see
that's
them.
weird, right?
It's a
Star
gunship.
Wars
It's
never
like a
had
heavy
missiles.
five-pot. It's
And...
Oh,
Yeah,
actually,
they
yeah.
should. They
That's
did.
kind of weird.
If
Wait,
you remember
are
in
they
the
tracking
Clone
missiles?
Wars,
'Cause if they're tracking
the clone
missiles, I have a
the clone
problem.
ships. Can't remember what they're called
clone
now,
ships.
damn it. But they had I can't remember what they're called now. Ah, my God, drive me mad. I knew.
Could
what
you
they're called.
see the missiles on it?
Yeah, the very top part where the engines were, right
Oh,
in front of
maybe,
those.
yeah,
Oh
I
yeah,
can't-
he's right.
can't
It was on
remember.
like this wheel thing, and it would turn.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
And
Oh, okay.
They had all
It's
their
not-
guns. They had missiles.
It's not very
In
common
fact-
though, right? I mean, think about it. It's not like
It's
a
common with
thing.
certain classes of ships. Not all of them had missiles.
Yeah, exactly.
But something I did like though, one of the missile types I saw in a video is one from Star Wars Battlefront 2. If any of you have played that game,
Oh,
Please,
yeah.
the Separatist droid scout, kind of more of a scout, very lightweight, fast ship, had a special like blue spiraling set of missiles that would launch out. You can get those. Like again, these things are completely customable, look-wise and mods. You can add a barrel roll thingamajiggy. It's a part that allows your ship to have the ability to barrel roll, and there's
Barrel
180
roll.
mods.
So
You
the
can
ship
have
that you use
speed
in
boost,
that
cannons,
Shaft
rail
is
guns.
is that the same ship that you use in the game? Like that ship that you can
No,
buy and do
these are
missions
completely
in?
different from your class's
Oh, okay.
transporting ship. These are just meant for
So
combat.
when you
They're
say
small fighter
mods for
ships.
it, they're different mods, not the same
Yeah,
kind
they're
of
mods for this
they're-
ship. The
okay.
mods for your
Gotcha.
personal ship are different. Like that's a whole
Right,
different
right.
space battle. This one you actually fly it around. Like if you played Star Wars Battlefront 2, it's kind of like that but much smoother. And
Is
if
it
you
on
played
rails
War Thunder,
still?
kind of like that. Kind of like a War Thunder meets Star Wars Battlefront 2 kind of
Oh
feel.
shit! So it's not on rails anymore.
No,
Oh,
it's
damn.
it's all fluid and
That's
it's
cool.
all the movable maps. It's really awesome.
To be
12v12
honest, I think
kind of battle.
that's the only thing they complain about the Old Republic, right? It was like
This,
I
the
wish the
space
space
battles where
battles
you
would
just
be
sat in a
better.
turret and you kind of like
I still had
were-
fun with them, to be honest.
it was
I
fun,
still-
yeah, but you didn't really have any option in what you did. You
Yeah,
kind of
that's
were
true.
forced to take a certain path and do the objective. This one,
Exactly.
you can fly through this meteorite that has a hole in it, or you can fly around it if you so please. There's
I'm
some
really
people that
glad
have
they
gotten so
listened
intricate
to
that they have built
Republic.
trick ships. Like you can be following them, and they'll have their ship has certain mods on it that allow them to 180 then barrel roll around you, and they'll be right behind you before you can even shoot them. Like, there's some
That's
pretty
cool,
gnarly
man.
stuff you can do with these ships.
War Thunder was
But
awesome. I like
and
this
then you
kinds
can, of
of
course,
games.
for the people that like to spend money on their games, there is very unique ships. If you want to stand out on the battlefield, which I don't know why you would want to do that. You're just targeting yourself.
Shoot me!
Everyone has
Shoot
the pink
me!
ship. Like, everyone, kill the pink ship. It stands out.
That would be the
want
ship I would own.
blackest ship. We're in space. I want to be black. Let me just blend in.
I would
That's
be
a
cool
I would
thing,
be
though.
pink for the glory of Kirby, probably.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
exactly.
You would fucking pick pink, but fucking yeah, it's amazing. I can't wait to play it myself. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna be driving the most badass ship ever, and that's about it for this update. But get it.
And the recording died, folks. About halfway. Well, we were pretty much done, right, Shaft? We're about 10 minutes.
Yeah, it
left.
was just the quick fire news. Did we miss that? That was about it.
Yeah, we lost the quickfire news, unfortunately. Me
basically
laughing for
just-
about 10 minutes. That's about it.
Oh, yeah. Was your laughing in that bit? I thought the laughing was before this.
Nope, laughing after that.
Oh, we missed that. I'm gonna miss
Yeah.
that. Oh, that was a good bit.
Yeah,
Sucks
so
to be whoever listening right now.
yeah, sorry guys. I tried to record, fix the audio the best I could, so I figured I'd put a little something in here to get you guys to understand why we're missing the last segment.
Glorious.
Yep. So you want to take us out, Shaft?
Yep. Thank you all for listening and staying tuned, and make sure you get my lovely update on Star Wars Galactic Starfighter. It's worth the money. Get it.
And hopefully we won't have any technical difficulties this time. So peace to you, my friends. See you next podcast.
Tell them to wait, right?
Yeah, tell him I just did something stupid. I was trying to sync up and accidentally fucking close that on my
You
game.
like
So
that?
wait.
You like that kid who's like?
Can he rejoin us?
Yeah, I can rejoin.
Okay.
You like that dude? Hey, if you press Alt F4, it does something really cool. You get a power up.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, the lights don't need to break. Who's that? Are you there? Okay, so the kids were annoying. I decided might as well just sacrifice them to the pig gods. Who can blame me? Who can blame me? No one. They said they'd give me a bigger wang, and I just thought, you know what? I can use that. Maybe. Not really. Shit. There we go. Oh, Dor, don't you act. Don't you act like that on me. With me. Jason! I'm sorry I sacrificed you to the big gods. I want you back.